Hello one and all, this is NerdCraft here, bringing you Game 2 out of this Best of 3 series here. Spawning on the eastern position of the Antigua shipyard is going to be our blue Protoss player. Representing the team Evil Geniuses, it's going to be JYP, and asking if it is only cross positions. It is only cross positions because spawning cross position on the western position of the Antigua shipyard is going to be our red Protoss player, WhiteRa. These two players switching up the colors on me, want to keep me guessing. No, that's not the sole reason why they did it. But I sometimes think that players do change colors just to keep the casters guessing. They do it as their own little way of, getting back at the casters for the fact that they don't play the game, but they still reap the benefits of esports. Hey, if you're going to have an esport, if you're going to have a sport, you're going to need a commentator, and I do think the players are more important than the commentators. That is my opinion. So, last game we saw JYP surprisingly come back from that game. If I were to say who was in the lead on that game, who was probably going to win game 1, I would have said WhiteRa was, because he was ahead at 1.20 probes and he had double robotics facility production coming out on 3 base. But of course, what did we see JYP do? Well, he decided to stick on 4-gate 2 robo on 2 bases. He said, okay, look, I know you have a lot of Colossus out. You're going to be doing double production here pretty soon because I see the third coming up. How am I going to be able to compete with that? Well, I suppose I could cut my gateway production and go for a double robo, so that way I can catch up on the count of Colossus. And that's what he did, and it worked out really well for him, despite that WhiteRa was ahead in the... Oh man, sorry, I had like a sun up there. Okay, we saw that despite WhiteRa having an upgrade advantage and the probe advantage, JYP quickly worked on getting that probe advantage evened out and then making as much Colossus as possible, and he was able to eventually outnumber WhiteRa when it came to his Colossus. Of course, there was that middle time when WhiteRa is going around with a mothership and JYP doesn't even dare engage, mainly because he is he doesn't want to lose that. Mainly because he doesn't want to lose the. He didn't have an observer and he didn't want to lose his entire army because the army of WhiteRa was completely cloaked. But man, I just whistled it. I did like that. I had a small gap in my teeth, but it's not huge. It was massive when it first came in. So when I was little and my baby teeth were starting to fall out, the first baby tooth that fell out for me was like my top tooth on the right side, I think it was, and it was just grew in, and it grew as a massive tooth. And then the second one also, so I looked really lopsided at first. I looked like I was from I looked like I was some sort of redneck or something, just a toothless hick. And then the second one fell out right next to it, and it grew into an equally sized tooth, and I had these two massive teeth that are still the same size ever since I was in 3rd grade. Right now, my head grew around those 2 teeth. It wasn't about my teeth growing into my head. It was about my head growing into my teeth, pretty much. It was just really funny. I hate looking at pictures of, I hate looking at my elementary yearbooks, because whenever I see my pictures, like there I am with this huge toothy grin and these 2 massive buck teeth just coming down. It's like, oh man, I look like freaking SpongeBob or something. So what do we have coming out for this game? We do have WhiteRa going for that 2-gate robotics facility expansion, and JYP, he has 3 gates. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Twilight Council be put down, some sort of early blink stock or pressure. Hopefully this isn't a 4-gate. We do have a forward pylon. No, it's not going to be a 4-gate because there are 2 gas and they are both being mined. This one not fully saturated, but this one is. There's no reason why you'd have even a second one being mined if you're going for a 4-gate. So this is just going to be some sort of 3-gate pressure here. We have the Stalker and the Zealot for JYP just coming forward. Another pylon being made over here. This probe going to scout forward, see what's in there. So this is kind of a different version of the 4-gate by means it's a 3-gate pressure push. It's not meant to kill. It's pretty much meant to pressure and get your opponent going. Try and get your opponent to cut probe production or SCV production, and force out a lot of units, maybe even stack defense if you're lucky. So that's pretty much what we're having here come from JYP. Luckily, WhiteRa, he is good enough to know that all he has to do is defend, get force fields down. He doesn't get force fields down, wait for that Immortal to get out, which it's halfway done making, and JYP here is going to be making a robotics facility himself and getting an expansion. No, he's not. That was WhiteRa's probe, not his. So very interesting that he is not going for an expansion yet. I mean, he's definitely got the advantage right now. WhiteRa saving up his minerals to get that expansion, and nice force fields there going down. Going to be able to trap at least 2 stalkers, which are going to be eaten away by this Immortal there. Immortals eat stalkers for breakfast. It's their favorite meal. It's their favorite meal. It's their favorite, you know, thing to have. I personally love sushi. Well, Immortals, they love stalkers. So we have a War Prism here coming up from WhiteRa. There's a shocker, and the expansion being made right now. 3 Zealots being warped in, gonna try and take out this Immortal. That's what they're there for. They since Zealots are a lot better than Immortals and Stalkers are against Immortals, and it is gonna go down after it does take out one Stalker, but almost kills another one. And these Zealots are just going to be shot down by the Stalkers. Talk about a bad way to go, being shot down by phase disruptors. But JYP doing a warp in over here, trying to get the flank out on WhiteRa. This is amazing micro skills we're having going down right here. The Zealots coming forward for JYP. That's the problem, is that those Zealots are just proving to be very difficult, and wouldn't be surprised to see the cancel. There it is. Go off. The War Prism is on its way. Wouldn't be surprised to see it actually go into phasing mode right over here and try to do some sort of flanking maneuver, but JYP is actually going to get out. He's like, alright, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to get my robotics bay. I denied his expansion. Going to get my robotics bay, start that Colossus production, and get my expansion going right now too. So as we see, JYP going to take his expansion first, which is going to be the first in this series so far. Well, you know, this is only the second game of this series. The score is currently 1-0. For those who did not know, JYP is ahead, and these are from Assembly 2012, so a little older games, but hey, you know what? I don't really care. I wasn't able to watch Assembly 2012 that much. I watched a little bit of MLG Winter Arena, but very, very little Assembly. I only saw like the finals games, and you know, no spoilers there. I'm not going to do that. And so these are games I haven't seen and I really want to cast, and I haven't casted a PvP in forever, despite I like casting PvP. It's actually a surprisingly good matchup when you try it out, when you actually watch it. We have the other pylon here going to be focused down there from WhiteRa. So now JYP is 57 on 42. Kind of bad on his account that he wasn't taking those 2 pylons into account with his supply. Usually when you do that, like if you're going to 4-gate and you're going to put a forward pylon, you're going to want to make sure that you have a pylon to replace it, because you know, what if your 4-gate doesn't work or it's sniped, things like that, and your supply block. That's just things that you have to you want to make sure you don't do. The War Prism here looks like it did a little harass. I probably missed it. Yes, it did a lot of harass. I actually was able to take out 7 probes, and we have it going into phase mode here. Going to be used as a reinforcement pylon. We do have a single Colossus here. It's out for JYP, and now that WhiteRa sees that, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to engage here. I thought I might have had the army advantage, but no, you definitely do have it. This War Prism, is it going to be caught out of position? No, it's not. I should probably focus around going on this War Prism there. Sorry that I missed that, guys, earlier. I'm trying to work on that. I'm a lot better than what I used to be, and I just hit my mic again. I'm sorry. We have the first Colossus here coming out for WhiteRa, and Extended Thermal Lance coming up for JYP. So far I'd say when it comes to the army advantage, it's most definitely JYP's favor as well. But the thing is, the probe count, WhiteRa is 39 to 29, 10 ahead in probe. And this observer going around scouting everything, going to be able to see that War Prism. Is like, I need to see what you're going to be doing. Don't know if he saw that Zealot get into it or not. Actually, no, he dropped a probe. Okay, the probe was stuck back there. Poor little probe. Never stood a chance. So JYP pretty much sees everything. He sees all, knows all. We have a pylon over here for WhiteRa, which is going to be nice, because if this destructible debris is taken out at any point, he can always just warp in Zealots over here and siege up that third of WhiteRa. He could probably even warp in Zealots right now and start taking out that destructible debris if he so chooses to do so. If he so desired to do so, I think is what I'm trying to say here. We have the War Prism here getting ready to get into the back there and take out some more probes. We do have 4 Stalkers and a single Zealot ready and waiting for it, but I don't think that they're going to be able to see it. It's coming in right now. Is it going to be focused down? No, WhiteRa is indeed just going to turn that around. He's like, yeah, no, do not want to deal with that. Something about being shot out of the sky while within some sort of dimensional matrix and being stuck there forever doesn't exactly sound appealing to me, says the Zealots. The Observer again coming in here for a scout, and we have a War Prism of JYP coming in here. Here you go. Here's a little puck play right there. Colossus drop harass. It's like Reaver dropping. So freaking awesome. It already has 2 kills. Going to be able to take 3 and possibly 4. The Stalkers being warped in here, not going to be able to focus down that warp prism, unfortunately. So now JYP is like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I can play this game. I can play this game. You want to harass me? I can definitely harass you if I feel like it. Or I could just sit back and deny your harass and build up my army as a result, because JYP is going to be focusing on this harass. He's going to be focusing on the micro and things like that. So that's usually what we see, a case that can happen with people who are very focused on, or players who are very focused on harass, is that they tend to, well, at least for my case, I should probably say, players who aren't of like Code S caliber. What separates Code S players from Code A players, in my opinion, is that Code A players can multitask really well, in the sense that they can harass and macro at the same time. It's just freaking amazing how they're able to do it. I tried doing it once, but before I know it, like, I was like building 5 barracks in my base, and at the same time I had a bunch of lings taking out my unsieged tanks, so wasn't paying attention to that. Single Zealot is going to be warped in over here by that warp prism, and going to go for the natural by the looks of it. JYP going for a pretty scary push. If we look at the unit counting station, we have 3 Colossus, or 4 Colossus for JYP, 6 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, and 14 Zealots. And for WhiteRa, we have 7 Zealots, 2 Immortals, 3 Colossus, 8 Stalkers, and a single Sentry. So WhiteRa is going to be going up over here, going to try and get that high ground advantage. Actually, no, he's not going to be. Don't think these Zealots have charge. The Zealots do not have charge, but at the same time, in the natural, we have Zealots just destroying all of these probes. If we look now, got 7 kills so far under the belt, and WhiteRa is going to be able to take out this, or going to be able to push out this army, because JYP is not paying attention to that. Going to lose a single Colossus there, going to even out the Colossus count, and this Colossus is wounded. All of WhiteRa's Colossus are pretty fine by the looks of it. They're very healthy, and there is an upgrade advantage for WhiteRa, 0-1 for WhiteRa, and just 0-0 for JYP. If we look, it is still at 17. 5-5 says JYP. Don't know what that means, but the Colossus is going to come out and be able to clean up these Zealots. And you know, there's a lot of stuff taken out there. There's a lot of probes just killed, and now we have 4 Colossus over here. Going to try and go for that mineral line, as well as that warp prism right there. That is just what WhiteRa loves to do. It's just that warp prism harass. He's going to try and focus down that robotics facility before the Colossus can come up. What am I doing? No production tab. Stalkers coming forward here. Going to try and see if they can take out these Colossus. Unfortunately, Stalkers do a very bad job when it comes to taking out Colossus. And we have, the Warp Prism with the Colossus here coming out, trying to be micro there for JYP. See if he can take out a Colossus, but no, he's not going to be able to. It is 5 Colossus to 7 Colossus to 4 Colossus. My bad, I'm like, 7, wait, what? I thought that was JYP's, but, you know, just because of that color switch, I got a little confused. This Warp Prism still staying alive with those Zealots in it. WhiteRa was able to take out 28 probes in total, JYP only 11. So if we check out the income here, we have 44 probes to 28 of JYP. WhiteRa definitely in the lead. If we even look in the income right there, there you have it. WhiteRa isn't even on 3 base yet. He could easily take one if he so desired to do so, or if he so chose to do so. I don't know why I try to keep talking this really weird way. And JYP is putting up 2 robotics facilities. He's going to do what he did in the first game. He's going to take a chance on 2 base and go for that double robotics facility production, which he did in the last game, which inevitably won him the game. And the robotics bay has not been touched, so it's perfectly fine. Level 1 armor is coming up for JYP, and level 1 armor coming up for WhiteRa, and level 1 weapons coming up for WhiteRa. So he is just going to try and get to that 1-1 and then do a push there. So even if the no, it's not to be that Zealot. So even if the level 1 armor finishes up for JYP, it won't really matter, because he has the level 1 armor as well, and just going to be able to, you know, pretty much do fine. We have the Warp Prism here warping in some Zealots, and they're going to be able to clean up another massive amount of probes, and we have this huge amount of Colossus here coming in, going to be able to easily destroy all these Colossus of JYP. 2 more Colossus are going to be brought out, but how much can they actually do? There's so many Zealots and Colossus. Actually, if we look at the unit counting station, what did I just do? What did I just click? No, I just clicked the wrong button. Oh man, I accidentally clicked Y, which brings you back to the beginning of the game. Where is it? Oh man. Okay, we'll just fast forward then. Sorry about that, guys. That is hilarious. So we were right here, and we see that 5-5 Colossus being, laser beams, taking out everything else. Warp Prison going down, taking out some more probes. Got a little robotics facility being made. So sorry that happened. This is super embarrassing. I don't really want to start over the cast mainly because I'm all, like, it's so close, and it is going to be somewhere around here. So, like I was saying, these Colossus are just going down so fast. The crazy amount of Colossus on WhiteRa. We have 9 Colossus out for WhiteRa right now, and a single Colossus is going to be made. But what can it do? Then there's 9 freaking Colossus out. The second one being hit. There's also quite a bit of Zealots in the front there. The final stand of JYP is going to result in a GG, and WhiteRa is going to be able to tie the series up 1-1. And man, talk about embarrassing, accidentally clicking Y instead of U, bringing the game all the way back to the beginning. That sucks. That sucks so much. I'm so sorry about that, guys. But anyway, if you enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it, which I did, I love those War of the Worlds PvP kind of games. You know, the classic 4-gate, like, there we go with the 4-gate again. But now that we see this War of the Worlds style coming up from our players, it's just so freaking awesome. We're having like a massive amount of Colossus be made, Chargelets and Archons, motherships we've seen even some cases. It's so freaking awesome. I really like it. It's really cool. I love laser beams. I used to play Protoss as well, and Protoss are just so freaking awesome. I just got sick of losing, so I switched back to switched to Terran. Anyway, my name's NerdCraft. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. Stick around for game number 2 coming at you, or game number 3 coming at you really quickly.